Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this particular video, we are going to study about various looping techniques on different data structures, right? So till the previous video, we have already seen various data structures available in Python like list, tuple, sets, dictionaries, right? So now we are going to see that what are the different various looping techniques, okay? On these data structures only. On dictionary, how we can loop, right? As compared to means keeping in mind some particular conditions, let us say on two sets or on two list I want to iterate at once and all. So we are going to see various cases, and in those cases how to apply and which particular looping techniques to apply, that we are going to see in this particular lecture. Okay, so so various cases you have to keep in mind, and for that particular case, which technique has been used, that you have to understand. Okay, so when looping through dictionaries, the key and corresponding values can be retrieved at the same time using the items method. So this is one case. Okay, so let us say you are working with dictionaries, right? And in that you want to access the key and values at the same time. You want to retrieve and print them, right? Or maybe use them in certain way. In that case, what we can use this items method. Okay, how? So you can see the example here. So knights, named one dictionary has been created. It is having like this key value pairs are there, right? Two pairs are there. After that, what you can do here, you can use a for loop. So here for k comma v, these are any identifier you can use. Okay, in knights, so that means you have to write the dictionary name dot items. This is what is the method getting called. Okay, now if you are doing this, then you can print k comma v directly, and what is happening, first of all the keys are getting printed and then the values, right? So like this you can directly do it. So we can see this practically. So let us say I am also creating one kind of dictionary. Let us say D is equal to a very simple one. Let us say 1 is mapping to 1 in words. After that 2 is mapping to like this 2. Okay. And let us take one more, that is 3. So it is pointing to 3. Alright. So you can print t, right? So this is how it is getting printed. Okay, now if I want to print the key value pairs together in that way, in a form of a list or sequence, you can say, in that case what we can do, we can use the for loop, right? So for k comma v, or I can directly write here key comma val, like this. Okay, key comma value in what, in this particular dictionary which is d, dot on this I have to call the items method, right? So this is how we can call it. So now inside this what I have to do, nothing, maybe just we want to print it, right? So in that case you can print it this way, key and then value. Okay, so what will happen, 1 2 3, they are printed. Okay, so this is how you can loop on dictionaries if you have to print or you have to just access key and values together. Okay, you can use the items method, so just remember it. Okay, now the second case, second scenario is that when looping through a sequence, so any sequence it is. Okay, the position index and corresponding value can be retrieved at the same time using the enumerate function, right? So any particular sequence you're having, maybe a list or maybe a tuple also, it can be string also, right? So we know that all these things, all these sequences are having indices, right? Now if I want to print their indices, and okay, if I want to print their index and the particular element together, in that case what I can use, I can use enumerate. Okay, so in that case it will be done. Otherwise also it is possible, like I you are taking, so you have to initialize it with 0, right? Then you have to increment it every time and then print it, so that is also there. But this is one direct way how you can do it, so that is what is demonstrated here. Okay, so we can see it how to do. So let us say for I, okay, and then comma v is also there for getting the value. Okay, so for I comma v, or I can write value in, and then you have to write that enumerate, right? After that, now inside this you can put any kind of sequence here, right? So like here list has been used, so this example you can try, that is why I'm not using this one. And let us take a tuple now. So for tuple you have to use parenthesis, right? And inside this tuple I can have something, some strings and all. Let us say h2, after that, okay, str, then maybe some numbers, okay, and here true, like this. So various elements are there. And then what is, okay, I did not give the colon after the for loop, okay, so that syntax error came. So no problem, I can just put the colon here. And after that you have to print, right? So what we can print, we can print this I comma value, okay. So as you can see here, indices as such any variable I have not taken, I have not initialized to 0 or it is incrementing or something. Just because of this enumerate function, what is happening, that 0 1 2 3 whatever indexes are there, they are getting printed along with their values, okay, elements. So this is how enumerate function can be used. Next case we can see to loop over two or more sequences at the same time. So this is what is the case. This is what is the requirement, right? That if two sequences you are having and you want to loop on it at the same time, then what you can use, then you can pair them together, you can combine them together using the zip function, okay. So this example has been used. As you can see here, some questions are there, so question list is there and answer list is there, right? Now definitely with respect to every question answers you are having, so you can combine them and you can print them together. But then how to do it, so you have to use the zip function. So as you can see, for q comma a in zip of what, so of the list you have to mention here whichever you want to combine. So here questions and answers. After that, how they have been printed, so for that you have to again use the format function, okay. So as you can see, what is your, and then inside curly braces 0 is used. So 0 is pointing to the first one, actually here, okay. So format, now q is there, so 0 points to the first element which is present in format function. So now what is the first element here, q. So q means what, the first list, so that is why initially here name is coming, okay. And after that it is what, it is 1, so 1 is pointing here to a, and a is again what, it is answer list, so that is why the first answer is getting printed. After that q and a both will increment, they will move to the next elements, and then again the corresponding question and answer will be printed, okay. So this is how it is happening. So we can just do it once. Let us say some list I'm having, so list 1 is equal to some numbers, let us say 2 7 8 3, like this. And then list 2 is there, which is equal to, here some strings we can keep, okay, like 2 and then 7, after that 8, right? And then we can write here 3 in the string form. Okay, now what we have to write, we have to write for, and then two identifiers we have to write which will point to both, okay. So I can write here L1 comma L2, okay. After that you have to use the zip function in this manner, okay. So in and then zip, okay. And zip what, zip this list 1 and list 2, right? So list 1 comma list 2, this is how you have to write. All right, now what we can do, inside this you can come and you can print them, okay. So let us print. So in printing what we can write, we can write it as, let's say list 1 only, okay. So list 1 and then some colon, and then 0 we can write which will point to the first list, okay. So that element will be printed. And then after that another one which is list 2 which I am going to write, so that by 1 you can point here, so you can write it this way, okay. Let's say, okay, let it be without tab. So list 2 and then you can write here 1, okay. And then what you have to do, And then, so once this entire, so actually this entire thing is a string, right? So then dot format you have to apply after this. So you have to close the string this way, okay? And now you have to write here dot format, okay? And in format, what you will be writing, this L1 L2 which I have taken, okay? So L1 comma L2, this is how you have to write it. So you have to close this format, then close the print. I think the syntax is right. And then this is how it is printing. Okay. So list one is there, which is corresponding to the first element here of this L1. Then list two, the first element of L2, right? So this is how the list is getting printed. So you can combine them and you can use them together. So that is the benefit of this zip function. Okay. So I hope it is clear. After that, we are having the next case, which is to loop over a sequence in reverse. First, specify the sequence in a forward direction and then call the reversed function. Okay. So that means if any sequence is there, you first of all mention the sequence in the proper order only, and then on that you call the reversed function. So that correct sequence will be reversed completely, and then the elements will be printed. So you can see here one range has been taken from 1 to 10, which is moving by the step of 2, right? So in that case, what is getting generated here? 1, then 3, 5, 7, and then 9, right? So this is the sequence which will be created. Now on that, what is happening? On that, reversed is written, right? So then it will get completely reversed and it is getting printed. Okay. So here inside this reversed, any valid sequence can be there. So like range is a sequence, it creates a sequence of numbers, right? So similarly, other sequences also you can have. Like for example, for I, for I, right? For I in reversed. After that, like sequence is required, so I can have a list also. List is a sequence, right? So 2, 7, 8, 4, this way we can write something and then print it. So print I. Okay. So as you can see, this has got reversed 4872. So this is a very easy way how you can reverse a particular sequence and print it, right? Okay. Now to loop over a sequence in sorted order, use the sorted function which returns a new sorted list while leaving the source unaltered. Okay, so what you can do here, basket is there, it is having the some fruit names it is having. Now for I in sorted of basket, here what is happening, you have just applied the function here and on that you are iterating, right? So it will be printed, but the thing is that your original basket, whatever elements are there, they will remain as it is, that will not get sorted. So if that you want that my original sequence should be as it is, but still I want sorted, and any other storage you don't want to take, in that case you can use it this way. Okay, so we can write it, let us say list is there, li is equal to, like this, some numbers are there, okay, like this. Now on this, what I can do for, right, so for I in sorted you have to write, so for I in sorted, and then here you have to write li, okay, and then you can print this, so print I. So you can see the list has been sorted, okay? But now if I print this li, then let us see what will happen. The list is still the same. That the original list has not been changed, okay? So I hope it is clear that if you're applying the sorted of li, then it will just sort it and use it, but the original list is not going to change. Okay. Now, using set on a sequence eliminates duplicate elements, right? About set, I have already discussed in some previous lecture, right? So if I'm applying set on a particular sequence, then the duplicate elements will get removed, right? This we know, set is having only unique elements. Now, the use of sorted in combination with set over a sequence is an idiomatic way to loop over unique elements of the sequence in sorted order. That means basically what? That as you can see here, what is the output? Here duplicate elements are present and in a sorted manner. Okay. Now, let us say you want only unique elements in sorted manner. Then what you can do? You can apply set function and sorted function both on the particular sequence. In that case, it will have unique elements also and sorted also. That is what has been done in that previous example. Okay. So that same list has been taken, and on that, first of all, set function is applied. So by set, what will happen? Duplicates will be removed, and on that again sorted is there. So that means the elements will be printed in sorted manner. So I hope it is clear. This I'm not showing uh, extra. Now, it is sometimes tempting to change a list while you are looping over it. However, it is often simpler and safer to create a new list instead. Okay. So what it is saying, that let us say you want to change a list. Okay. Sometimes there is a requirement that you want to change a list. Okay. But the recommendation is that it is always better that if you create a new list instead of that particular, okay, list. So in that case, how to do that? You can do it in this manner. So one example has been taken. As you can see here, math has been imported here. Okay, after that, raw data. So one list is there, and here all are proper numbers, but here you can see float, this is not a number. Okay, here also not a number. So these are some such kind of elements on which you cannot apply mathematical operations, right? Then why to keep it? We can just simply remove it. Okay, which is known as data cleaning and all. So we can do that. Now for that, you can change in this particular list only, but otherwise you can go for a new list also, which is known as here filtered data. Okay, so you can make a new list, and on this, what you can do, you can write this code. So here value in raw data, right? So in that original list you are going, and then one check you are putting that if it is not, is none. Okay, and then that filter data. So if it is not this nan, right, that means it is not a number, that means it is a proper number. Okay, in that case you append that particular value to the filtered data. So that has been done, and finally when you print the list, it has been printed. Okay, so these were the various looping techniques on various cases. You can use which function or which method and all, and how your work can be made simpler. That is what has been discussed in this particular video. Okay, so I hope everything is clear to you. I'm ending this lecture here. Thank you.